There is only one you, and that is your superpower. You can't F that up. However, you can get stuck. That's why I created this space called Unstuck Yourself with Crystal Simmons. Unstuck Yourself is about figuring out what has you feeling frustrated, isolated, or depleted of energy so that you're able to unstuck yourself on your journey through life when you don't know how to move forward. Unstuck yourself in your career that no longer excites you. Unstuck yourself with negative thoughts that seem to be doing cartwheels in your head all day and night. I don't have the answers. You do. You always have. I'm providing the time, space, and grace for you to reconnect to that knowing. I'm Crystal Simmons, and I'm so happy you made it here. So let's not waste another second and start now. Hello, it's Crystal Simmons, your favorite mindset coach, providing personalized one-on-one coaching services for women, men, non-binary, by helping them show up authentically and purposefully by speaking up and being crystal clear so they can achieve more peace, more money, more time, and structure in their career and personal life. And as your host of Unstuck Yourself with Crystal Simmons weekly podcast, I am your guide to unstuck. As life keeps lifing, Crystal's Triple AA'S brings awareness to what is working and what's not, which uncovers your natural abilities that create clarity and purposeful action. So in today's episode titled 3 Steps to Get Unstuck When Speaking Up, we will take a stroll in Crystaltown by defining what speaking up is, what it requires, and think about different scenarios where it's beneficial to do so. Before that, let me tell you, we'll be making 3 important stops along the way in our journey to speaking up. And the first will be the ever so bright and mountainous A. Not A, but the letter A. Awareness. Then we'll ease to our next stop, which is ability. And the third, you guessed it, A plus 100 to the dope human listening to this. The third stop is the good old action, satisfaction, or lights, camera, action. Either one. I just added the satisfaction because it rhymed. So, you're feeling stuck? Well, you're in luck because Crystaltown won't let you down. She'll guide you through to unstuck you. So get unstuck with a clear look at Crystal Triple A's. New episodes every Wednesday. One take wonder. Okay, focus. Y'all know I like definitions, so let's get to it. What does it mean to speak up? The Oxford Languages says speaking up is number 1, speak more loudly. We can't hear you, speak up. Number 2, expressing one's opinions frankly and openly. Teachers are aware of the problems, but don't have the courage to speak up. That's weird they use that example, but anywho. Dictionary.com defines speaking up as to state one's beliefs, objections, etc., and to do so bravely and firmly. So the words bravely and firmly are resonating with me for some reason. It makes me kind of sit up straighter, bring my chin up, fix my tie if I wore one. You got me? So in this quest to dig a bit deeper, I found something that was ironic because it was the first thing that popped up on my search of what it meant to speak up. And there was this initiative that this hospital was performing. I don't know what the date was, but it says it's an initiative to urge patients to speak up. And I'm going to read a portion of it just so you get a feel for it. Speak Up Initiative, Preventing Errors in Patient Care. Everyone has a role in making healthcare safe. Physicians, healthcare executives, nurses, technicians, healthcare organizations across the country are working to make healthcare safety a priority. You as a patient can also play a vital role in making your healthcare safe by becoming an active, involved, and informed member of your healthcare team. And it goes on to say that this is sponsored by the Joint Commission. Speak Up is a program that provides tools to help patients be an effective part of the medical care team. Speak up if you have questions or concerns, and if you don't understand, ask again. I'm going to read that again. Speak up if you have questions, concerns, and if you don't understand, ask again. It's your body and you have a right to know. Whew. That was amazing, because even if you haven't experienced being in a doctor's office or a medical office or in the hospital, many of the patients I used to see, they didn't really grasp that they have the right to know and they have the okay to get clarification. When a doctor has their handwriting that's not very legible, or they're using the big medical terms, or not even big medical terms, just terms we haven't heard before, because this is my first time in the hospital, and I'm freaking out. So I wanted to start there, because I do feel like we can relate. Whether we went with a family member, maybe it was as support, and you just felt like, what are they saying? I feel like I should know this, and I'm feeling some kind of way. Maybe they need to enunciate more. Or am I tripping? Or did I stop listening? Either way, you're not getting the information you're entitled to. Speaking up requires awareness. So let's pause and note the environment that you're in. Whenever you are in a difficult conversation or uncomfortable conversation, or a discomfortable meeting setting, or maybe a disagreement with coworkers or family members, just kind of note where you are. Ask yourself a couple of questions. Am I safe right now? Is this environment safe? Am I in danger for my life or the safety of my life? Because yes, I do know that speaking up can have some repercussions. That makes sense for many of us in different scenarios. This is more of a scenario, day-to-day things, not where your life is being threatened. In this environment that you're feeling uncomfortable, are you accompanied by a friend, coworker, or family member that can support your perspective when you tend to share it? Did you experience any changes in or outside of your body? And what I mean by that is, are you shifting in your chair more, kind of like fidgeting, like you're trying to get comfortable in your seat? Maybe you're rolling your eyes. You're avoiding the person, so you're turning away. You could be holding your breath. Maybe you begin to perspire. Heart starts beating really fast. Your voice starts like you're winded. Maybe your palms started sweating. Maybe you have negative thoughts of, why don't I know what they're talking about? Why is this always happening to me? Why are they just doing this? So you become irritated, and you find yourself just trying to hurry through the moment, let's get out of here. So you maybe say to the doctor, we're still using that analogy, if they ask, are you following what I'm saying? And you just nod, yes, yep, I understand. When you don't. Being in a hospital or a doctor's office, whether it's for you or someone else, can be very scary. It can be creepy for some of us, or just plain frightening, because you really don't know what to expect. So it makes total sense. Your body is sensing discomfort, because that means your body is functioning. So that is a productive thing. That is normal and natural. However, even if we were being chased by a lion in the wild, we still would have a response. So sometimes our brain is not able to differentiate the actual threat. The same can go if you're in a meeting and your boss just immediately shuts down your ideas, even though your ideas seem to be very forward-thinking and seemingly productive. Or maybe it happens when your parents have constantly said things to you about your weight, ask you why you're not married, why don't you have kids, or anything else adults feel they're entitled to ask because they're older. I'll keep going. If you were to basically guess a few responses that you have to choose to act on, did the ideas come up in your head of, maybe I'll smile and just kind of nod my head and change the subject? Maybe just ignoring them, acting like you didn't hear them say that just intrusive question? Or share the frustrating incident with a friend to get a supporter of your view, but still deep down inside, you still feel kind of blah. Like the issue hasn't been resolved, meaning there is no middle ground achieved or even attempted. I'm here to tell you that that feeling can be regret. It could be the feeling of not trusting yourself. It could be the feeling of ignoring yourself, dismissing your inner compass that I talk about, your conscious, your soul. Like, take a beat, let it soak in. I'm not judging. And I ask you to not judge the emotions or the feelings you may have experienced. We are going to celebrate the fact that you are aware. In this moment, the first thing to do is celebrate. When you go back to telling yourself, you're actively seeing yourself say, why don't I know this? Why is my heart beating so fast? Was I holding my breath? Do I feel like my stress levels are increasingly getting higher and higher? Instead of judging them, celebrate. I just saw myself do that. I just felt myself catch myself. Celebrate! Celebrate good times. Go! You just completed the first step of the 3 steps to unstuck yourself when you speak up. Look at that. It is the most important step because in order to do anything, it is imperative that we know what we like and don't like so that we can determine how we wish to proceed. And then we can go on recognizing our abilities in that current situation. So let's continue with this analogy of being in a doctor's office and change the office to a dentist's office. Many years ago, I've had all 4 of my wisdom teeth pulled out at the same damn time. And a little bit of background information is I did not have laughing gas. I did not have any type of knock Crystal out so she doesn't feel anything. I had the normal use the stupid needle to numb her gums. Yeah. Right then and there, I should have known something was up. But I didn't. All right? I did have my mom in the waiting room because I was told I needed someone to drive me home, which makes sense if they actually gave me the damn laughing gas or something to knock Crystal out so she doesn't feel the pain. No. They just numb my damn gums. Ugh. And I hate even thinking about it. Ugh. Gross. So, they're just numbing away, top, bottom, left, right, all 4, as the dentist starts to extract those big ass teeth. I told him, I was like, I feel it. And he was like, you should feel pressure. I'm like, I feel pressure of pain. It's not just pressure, it is pain. He continued to numb it more. I sat for a while. He went back in. There is nothing that can help with the stupid numbing of that stupid needle with what he was doing. I know that now. And in the moment, I grinned and bare it. Well, I didn't grin. I had tears kind of trickling down. Y'all don't cry for little Crystal. She a G now. But it was extremely uncomfortable. All the 4 teeth were pulled. I don't know how long it took. It was awful. But I recall the assistant coming in after I have all of these gauze stuffed in the back of my mouth. There's blood everywhere, obviously. They pulled 4 big old teeth. She comes in to give me the instructions for care at home after having this procedure. As she's talking, all I could think about, this shit hurts. So I politely ask her, could she go into the waiting room and tell my mom all of this? Keep in mind, mouthful of blood and gauze. This woman proceeds to tell me that I am an adult, which I think I was probably around 18 or 19. Probably 19. I'm an adult now, and I need to be responsible for my own care. Grinch? What? For the loyal listeners, you know what I mean when I say Grinch. I went straight into victim mode. How could she say that? Why is she treating me this way? Can't she see I'm in pain? Like, what is wrong with her? The reason why I'm saying that is because I didn't know the Triple A's. I didn't know to feel the awareness of my body shifting. So those thoughts was my awareness of being uncomfortable because she was not meeting my needs. I'm in a healthcare facility or office where I'm the patient. I am paying y'all for my services that I'm getting from you. What? So because all of this is going on and I said nothing. This is almost 20 years ago, so I'm still feeling it because I never got to resolve it. Think about how many times incidents like these are still trapped in our bodies, in our emotions, because I could bring it right back up. But I do think I will be able to resolve it by sharing the story with you all, to help you all so you don't feel the same thing. But looking back, I do see she was extremely unprofessional. Total lack of compassion or empathy. And like I said, a big old Grinch. Now, you've heard my story. What are some things that I was able to do in that given situation? What's popping up in your head? And I want to hear from you. So if you message me on Instagram at Crystal Clear Purposes, I want you to say, I would have said to the Grinch, and then just give me your examples. Now, a few options come up for me right now where, number one, she is the assistant. Why didn't she just do what I asked? Like, why was she so adamant and not assisting me? And then number two, I could have called back up there, asked to speak to the manager. Number three, after expressing my legitimate concerns and maybe they're not addressed, I could switch dentist offices. And looking back, I think I ended up leaving and going to another dentist office. I don't recall when I had to go back, but there are plenty more responses I could have done. I know some people are like, I would have cussed her out. I mean, I'm not judging, but for me, I really want to get the point across in the manner of, you're trash at your job, and stating the facts. I come to you for a service, and as an assistant, you're not assisting me. There's something wrong with that. I want to hear what examples came up for you. The idea is not to change anyone. It is to ensure that I am not abandoning my needs based off someone else being inconsiderate. And it may seem like something very small to some of you listening, and you are invited to feel that way. For me, it was a big incident that occurred, but we all are different, and that's the beauty of us being on this beautiful earth. So we could really do it any way we want, boo. Shout out to my sisters. They know what that means. So we are now aware that we don't feel comfortable, and we acknowledge that we have the ability to do something. Now, the icing on the cake is you can now take action at any time. Stay with me. The time frame doesn't have an expiration on it if you get stuck in the moment like I did at the dentist's office. Shout out to my one-on-one coaching clients because they have the freedom to use my on-demand coaching calls each month by way of a text message or a phone call for incidents just like this. It's not for just their business or career. They are my clients. I service anything that F's up their energy. So shout out to y'all. And the new ones that are signing on as well. Welcome. And use your on-demand coaching calls. If you find yourself not finding a response in that moment, give yourself grace. And I'm giving you the permission to take action when you feel ready to. Maybe you need to collect your thoughts or call your coach or your HR department or a mentor or whomever you trust as your go-to support system. Doing something or not doing something is a choice. And I'm here to empower your choices. Not to change someone else, but so that we honor what you feel and address that so we can resolve that and find clarity in that. So you can choose to take action by reflecting on what you are now aware of. In the case of the dentist, I felt dismissed, ignored, and hurt. And at that time, I didn't know what my abilities were, so I didn't do anything. But now I know I'm able to do many things, and I have a damn choice. Number one, to honor myself, my needs, my care, since I'm paying for it. And now you do too. You have a choice. Any situation you get yourself into, any situation that you are thrown into, any situation that you kind of stumble into, if you are feeling discomfort, if you are noticing yourself just running through a whole Rolodex of negative thoughts, become aware of it and then recognize, I do feel this way. Take a breath. Remember, celebrate. You are now moving into the directions of awareness, being able to recognize what you're able to do, what your abilities are, and then you get to decide when you want to take action. And it doesn't have to be in that immediate moment. It could be, hey, I had an appointment a week ago. Now that I'm fully healed, I realize what occurred, and I'm not happy. I come to you, vulnerable, wallet open, insurance card out. mouth open, bleeding, asking for one simple request, and I get turned down. Is this the establishment that you're running? Is that how you want this to go? Is that what you would like for your paying clients to share with other people that potentially could be coming to your establishment? You let me know and just see the opportunities that come from it. Again, we're not here to change others. Things will happen to me, you, everyone else. We get a choice. You have a choice. Start practicing with one step at a time. With Crystal AAA'S, you'll be your own guide to unstuck without needing luck. I'm still trying some things out, so y'all let me know if y'all like that. Those are the 3 steps to get unstuck when speaking up. It is my hope that you have found this useful and will put them to use. So what does it mean to put this information into use? Well, peeps, that is determined by you. As we approach the year 2022, I only have 2 unstuck questions for you. I don't know why I'm rhyming. That was not intentional. Number 1, have you taken action in any capacity after listening to this podcast? The number 2 unstuck question for ending 2021 and approaching 2022, if you haven't taken any action, get a glimpse of yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, what do I get to avoid by not taking action? I'm feeling like you're going to need to write that down. What do I get to avoid by not taking action? Become aware of, if I haven't taken action, why haven't I done that? I'm going to step into the new year with intentional topics to get us all thinking and seeing things in a curious light. So the 2-day workshop, which is on January the 11th and the 18th, is for those who work full-time in a corporate position. It's for the parents that have found themselves checking the boxes of being a good provider, but also find themselves resentful of their significant other by them not showing up the way that they perceive they want them to show up. They're doing a lot of shoulds. They're shooting on themselves. This workshop is also for the ones that consider themselves to be a busy bee. They are the go-to person. They handle everything. They have taken on the role of, I take care of everybody. And in doing so, they found themselves wondering, is anybody going to get the hint that I'm kind of tired? It's your turn to speak up. Coaching is the secret password, the cheat code, however you want to label it, to the problems you have identified you don't want to hold on to. But you want to create a better solution for your life and your career because they're all melted in together. Once you recognize it's not a you versus me problem when a challenge comes up in any relationship, personal or career-wise, but that it is a we problem, your energy level will rise and be able to sit back and realize that you and your spouse are 2 different individuals. It doesn't make you better than them, and it doesn't make them better than you. Or to think because your boss is leading in a way that's not productive for your learning style, instead of thinking that they are incompetent, it allows you to have that focus of asking, what are you responsible for? If you are intended to work together and you're not working together, how can you show up in a light that brings you both together? Are you hoping and praying that they would just read your mind? Are you feeling they should know this stuff already? I want you to take a deep breath. If you're not driving, close your eyes and imagine yourself in a conversation with your boss where you are taking the lead, requesting a meeting. You're feeling sure. You're feeling adamant about this can be collaborative. It doesn't have to be you versus them. You're centered in the fact that this will bring us clarity and also allow me to get answers to some questions I have. And that you both are honest, speaking openly, and then you create clarity of what works for the team. Being able to see your boss be vulnerable and share some same concerns as you have about the company, about your strengths, about your areas to grow, and then being able to offer solutions to help that growth for the betterment of the team and your partnership. Imagine you coming home, having dinner with your family, and not mentioning work at all because you have this sense of peace that it has been taken care of. You don't have to vent to your spouse, your kids, but instead You're laughing. You're making silly jokes. You're in the moment. You're able to really look at your child and hear what they're saying and sharing from their experiences. And you're able to have a sense of patience to support them in their challenges and to show up lovingly. Take a deep breath and blow it out. Start conversations about what you can do in your spare time that you have now created because you spoke up and you asked for what you needed and wanted. You're able to build that relationship with your family. I've been saying this over and over again. There is only one you. That is your superpower, and you can't F that up, but you can get stuck. And when you do, there will always be actions that you get to choose to do something new in order to move forward. Sign up to join the 2-day workshop. It's your turn to speak up. And as always, thank you for supporting this podcast by way of listening to it. Take your time to type up a personal review, hitting the share button on Spotify and Apple, sending it to your friends and family members with a simple message of just, hey, my homegirl or the homie Crystal started a podcast that I've been listening to and I wanted to share it with you. That's it. This will be the last episode for 2021, and I'm thankful to say that we are growing very fast and we're being purposeful, improve the vision and the structure of our time together. So as the new year approaches, I know many peeps have new year resolutions, and I wanted to offer a thought that was shared with me in another friend's podcast titled, Why Not Meditate? And the host named Masako shared a bonus episode. Instead of making a New Year's resolutions for herself, she created a new moment resolution. So every moment is a new moment to show up better, make better decisions, take better actions than you were a moment ago. So I've implemented that for myself instead of waiting until the new year, the new day, a new week, a new month, that I'm going to look at how can I be better in this current moment than I was in the previous moment. So the next episode will be in 2022, where you can expect episodes with me interviewing some guests and us diving into their story of becoming unstuck and what they do to help keep them unstuck. Because we're all human, so we will have moments of being stuck. And you feel like you want to share some suggestions for a better listening experience? Then speak up and email me or say hello on Instagram at Crystal Clear Purposes. Have a merry, happy, crystal clear new year. I'm sending you love and light through this mic as you write. Until then, stay unstuck.